Okay, so let me set this straight here for a minute. We are all living within a system that thrives on our exhaustion and our poverty, our scarcity. We see that the world is fracturing. We see it happening thread by thread, and yet people are still busy fighting against one another. Yet we are still busy fighting each other. I want to take a moment here to talk to the people who are making this a political problem, or the people who are rather ignorant than that they open up their eyes. And don't get me wrong here, because I can kind of get it that you rather believe in the fog from the safety and the illusion that is laid upon us. I mean, I was I used to be there where you are. However, I think it's time that we open up our eyes. So, to those of us who believe that we have found safety in status or power, I'm going to be real here for a moment. As long as we are fueling their machine, as long as we aren't invited to the tables where the real scripts are written, as long as we pay taxes, and as long as we don't eat their pizzas. Oh, I get nauseous. I almost can't say that word without gagging. It's crazy. As long as we pay taxes, as long as we don't attend those parties, those exclusive parties, we are all targets. We are targets. Your family is target. Your children are targets, honey. Yes. Safety is an illusion in the system. Money and scarcity are the Matrix's greatest scams. And as long as we keep paying the price without questioning the cost, we remain exactly where they want us. This insight didn't come from a book, it came from the marrow of the bone. It started small, born from the friction of survival. I mean, we all remember the moments that we tried to disappear, right? Maybe swapping heels for flats because someone else was uncomfortable, changing our clothes, changing our words, our very essence, just to keep the peace. We weren't allowed to look visitors in the eye. We weren't allowed to answer the call of our own friends. We weren't allowed to talk to our families. And as we think about it now, we realize no matter how much we adapted, it was never enough. No matter how far we ran, it was never far enough. No matter what we sacrificed to keep others content, the goalpost always moved. Because here is the truth, the cold truth. It will never be enough. We need to talk about this sacrifice, right? Because whenever we let others cross our boundaries, we tell ourselves we are being selfless. But we aren't. It's a fake sacrifice. We are unknowingly expanding the territory they are allowed to occupy. We think we are buying peace, but we are actually financing our own invasion. We've all seen it. Someone asked just for this once. It's a small favor, a slight bend in our integrity, or a slight adaptation in the way that we behaved. And when we finally say no because it is gone too far, they throw a tantrum, they nag, they weaponize our empathy with words like, "Oh, I thought you cared about me." That is not love, honey. That is a transaction disguised as devotion. We are sacrificing our soul to keep a ghost happy, but a ghost can never be fed. And thank you for the confirmation, because I just saw 0444 on the timer, and 444 is the angel number of, it's a very powerful angel number. actually, of stability, protection, and encouragement, that I'm on the right path. So thank you so very much for that. Here is where we stop running. We have to stop being afraid of being the bad guy in someone else's story. If someone doesn't stand for the same values as you, if they don't act with the same integrity, or if they are not respecting your essence, your boundaries, your voice, then why should we care about being the villain in their eyes? Let me repeat this for extra landing. If someone doesn't stand for the same values as you, if they don't act with the same integrity, and if they don't respect your boundaries, your voice, or your essence, then why should you care? Why would you care? And why do you care if you are the villain in their eyes? Being the bad guy in a toxic situation usually just means that we finally fought for our worth. It means that we put up a boundary that they couldn't cross. It means that we refuse to be and stay the victim that they needed in order to heal themselves or to make them feel better about themselves. We are no longer their emotional medicine. We are no longer the canvas for their unhealed wounds. If standing in our truth makes us the villain, then fuck, we own that title, right? Because we know we fight for the good alongside millions of others who have finally decided to stop playing the nice victim. We are not bad. We are finally awake. We are finally done and we are finally ready to speak out and speak up about what we are worthy of just because we exist. And this is the part where our anger becomes sacred. They told us that we had to tame it, they told us that it was a flaw, but what if I tell you that they were wrong? Of course, there is a downside to rage. I mean, without the darkness, there can't be light. However, there's also sacred rage, and that is the gate. We are the key to that gate. I'm going to repeat this for the extra impact. Sacred rage is the gate, and we are the key. It is the signal that the invasion has gone way too far. It arrives to show us exactly where we have been abandoning ourselves. And now we stop. We feel our feet, we anchor into the ground. We let that heat rise without releasing it, without softening it. We hold it, we condense it until it becomes a diamond sharp focus, a direction. From that stillness, from that silence, we can say no. Clean, undeniable, and final. The kind of no that does not need to be loud to be absolute. The world is breaking, thread by thread. Division is what keeps us here. We talk about uniting, but how are we going to unite if we don't even grant someone the light in their eyes? A puppet master pulls the strings, yes, but only until the thread is worn thin, and we are at that thinning point. So now we take this fire and we bring it home. We stop reacting blindly. We stop the fake sacrifices. We accept the role of the villain if it means keeping our soul. We feel our feet on the ground. We really feel them. We are the center of the storm, and remember, the eye of the storm is always still. Take a breath with me for a moment. Inhale through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Reclaim what was taken. Call back the energy that you gave away in fear. You are not empty, honey. You are not lost. You are a vessel for a power that the system cannot contain. As we move back into the world today, I want to ask of us to carry this silence with us. Make it one intentional action, one choice that is truly yours. Choose yourself over the ghost. I also want to ask you for a little bit of patience the next time that you feel anger rising. Don't go with it blindly. Take the time to consciously stop yourself in the anger. If you feel it coming up, just take a couple of minutes to really focus yourself on taking deep breaths through the nose and out through the mouth. A little extra tip for me: whenever I feel anger or anxiety coming up, I always place my hand either beneath my navel or on my heart. It always works for me in order to ground myself back because I am connecting with my body, with my nervous system, and I am going back to the safe space that is me. And then I am able to take a step back to take reflection on it, asking myself grounding questions like, why did I get angry like that? How was it triggered? What was said? Who did it? You see, we have to recognize our patterns in that low vibrational anger if we want to use the sacred rage as a tool. We have to break out of our own low frequency behavior of losing it over nothing while ignoring the things that matter. And another side note here for me, because I used to forget it. It's okay to step out of a situation that makes you angry or anxious for a moment and to address it later with a clear head. It is something that we are allowed to do. It's something that I call self-care, actually. The fire is no longer overwhelming. It is familiar and it is ours. It is yours. So go now and walk with the weight of your own truth. Use your fire. Every member of this frequency is watching, supporting, and cheering you on from the depths. We'll meet you there. Thank you so very much for listening to another episode of the Nyx Frequency. For all my listeners out there who are fighting the good, please stay unharmed. Please stay safe. I am praying for each and every single soul out there. I'm sending all of you protection, strength, positivity, and of course safety. And if you have someone who needs to hear these words, please send this to them. Tell me in the reactions what is one thing that you're not allowing anyone to push anymore. And like my content, please subscribe also. I'm not sure if I said that already, but I noticed that 95% of the people who are listening to me are not subscribed yet, so please help me out here and hit the subscribe button. Remember, frequency is power and we are fueling up ours. Thank you so very much again for listening. Bye.